Welcome, everybody. I am so excited about this because I also, even though I helped put this thing together, I don't exactly know what's going to happen, which is a big part of the thrill and the anxiety. But Ichi-Go Ichi-E is a Japanese phrase that kind of sums up what we're trying to do tonight, which is basically something unscripted, it happens once, and you have to be there to experience it, and it can never happen again. And that's what we're trying to do tonight. Our inspiration has come from three different areas that we kind of put into the mix. The first is exploring this whole concept of where do artists get their inspiration? What inspires them? And I think with sculpture and painting, it's not unusual to say to an artist, what was your inspiration? I think when it comes to composing of music and choreographing dance, I don't think we always necessarily think that way. So we wanted to put that into the mix. That's point number one. The second one is spontaneity. We are more and more getting fed highly curated, highly edited, especially performances, especially things that are put on social media. The spontaneity is going out of it. And with that, you know, the risk that comes with spontaneity is, I think, part of the fun. So we thought, let's find a way to put spontaneity into the mix. And the third thing is queerness. It was very important, for me in particular, because our Culture Club events are normally just for Culture Club members. I really felt it was important to open this up to a certain level of museum members because we want to explore this whole concept of if you have queer performers and you ask them to take inspiration from queer art, is there any relevance to that? I mean, I don't know. We're going to experiment and see tonight with that concept. So here's what's going to happen, okay? We have two pieces of art that are there and hidden. The only one who's seen this is Alex. Alex chose them out of the ICA's collection of queer art, and he is very modest on this point. I have to tell you, while Alex has been acquiring queer art for the ICA, I think he has amassed the best and maybe largest collection of queer art in the country, and it's incredible. And, you know, kudos for him for doing that. So we have these two pieces. We have two performers. We have Phong Tran, who is a musician. That's his instrument, what you see sitting on the board. That's what Phong uses. I'm not saying anymore. The second performer we have is a dancer and a choreographer, Michael Spencer Phillips. We're going to introduce them and bring them to the stage. We're going to unveil the first piece of art, the sculpture. We're all going to see it for the first time. They're going to see it for the first time. They've never been to Miami. They've never performed in Miami. They've never been in the space. They haven't seen anything. They're in the green room, as I call it, which is that wall back there. So it's all new to them. We're going to give them 1 minute or so to look at the sculpture, draw their inspiration from it, and then we're going to ask Phong to compose a musical performance. We're going to ask Michael to choreograph a dance performance for himself, and we're going to watch it transpire. It's not going to be long, like, 5-6 minutes. Then we're going to take a 15-minute break. You're going to go back in that crazy long line to get a small cocktail, and then come back to your seats. We'll give them a little break, and we're going to do the whole thing again after we unveil the piece of art that Alex has installed back there. I'm assuming the two pieces of art are quite different. We don't know. But let's see what the two performances look like and try and see how different they are and what kind of inspiration they get from them. But the idea is to keep it raw. It's, the space, I very much wanted to do it here because the space has not been finished. The performers don't know what they want to do. They're excited about doing it, but we're all part of it. It can be messy. I don't know. Let's just make it happen. So let's start by welcoming to the stage our two performers, Phong Tran and Michael Spencer Phillips. guys. Welcome to Miami. All right. Let's start. Malcolm, if you would be kind enough to unveil the first work of art for us and give Phong and Michael a chance to take a look at it. This is a work by the artist Leilah Babirye. She's an artist originally from Uganda. Her work deals with issues surrounding identity and sexuality. After being publicly outed in a local newspaper, she fled Uganda, where it is still illegal to be openly homosexual and where laws call for lifetime imprisonment for anyone convicted of homosexuality. The work is called Namuda from the Queer Monkey Clan. Gentlemen, whenever you're ready. Actually, where's Michael? Michael and Phong, could you join me for a second? I got just two very brief. Yes, give them a round of applause, everybody. I got two questions. A question for each of you. Uh, Phong, for when you know it's going to be, I know you haven't done anything like this before, nor has Michael. But we said, okay, you're going to improvise on the spot. Is there any preparation that you do before you show up in Miami to do this?
Yeah, it's a lot of like practicing instinct. Like you don't have time to really think about anything, so you just practice. Whatever happens, you commit, you go. That's if this is things go off the rails, that's in the thing now. That's what we're doing.
Good answer. And the other thing, I had somebody ask me, and I said, well, it's not a good question for me. I have to ask one of the performers. And that is somebody said, okay, your performers are queer, and you show them a piece of art, and you say, draw your inspiration from it. Does it matter to you that, or in what way does the fact that this artist, the last one you saw, is a queer artist, is a lesbian, formerly from Uganda, does that really influence your performance?
On an active like me thinking about what I'm presently doing, I don't think so. But on a deeper subconscious level of like what my instincts are telling me, how I navigate my instrument on a like fundamental level, it's speaking to something that's like shared experience, shared community, and feeding its way across through my hands. Yeah.
Well, I hope that answered the question for the person who asked me. Uh, thank you for that, Fong. Michael, I'm not going to ask you about this kind of stuff. I met Michael when he was dancing many, many years ago, actively dancing. And then since then, he has done a number of things. One in particular, I do want to ask you about because it's kind of incredible. And Michael and his husband, Dino, where's Dino? Dino, who flew in from Paris last night, who's an architect in New York at a very fancy firm. Michael and Dino started this thing a number of years ago called site specific dances. I'm not going to describe it in detail, but what I'm going to tell you is that it involves, talk about ambitious. He takes dancers, puts them in these very hard to get to spots like the Redwoods, choreographs an entire performance for them, films it, including drones, edits that into a film, has a composer create an entire score for an orchestra. Then he takes all of this, they take all of this, and they go to a cultural institution. They have the dancers perform the dance, they show the film behind, they have the orchestra performing the score. It is mind blowing, and it's all to draw attention to particular sites. Tell us two things. What made you and Dino decide to create something so unbelievably ambitious? And two, what did I not tell people that I should have?
Um, so I think for me, as Hal said, I was a dancer in a dance company. It was a very traditional type of life. You rehearse, perform, tour all over the world. And I did that for a long time. My husband is an architect and works at a studio that makes really brilliant work, but it's an architecture studio. And when we got married and the pandemic hit, it was like, how can we collaborate and work together on something that neither one of us has ever really seen before? And how can we take on social, environmental, and historical issues while doing that? And it was like, can architecture be more? Can dance be more? And, working with filmmakers and musicians and composers who are all alive, that to us is, we're trying to build a community of artists that create work that is truly interdisciplinary while hopefully making a difference in the world. I think that's, yeah.
So, my last question is I know you did one in California. I know you did one with the Rockefellers in New York. Why have you not done one in Miami?
Um, we would love to do one in Miami. Um, you know, in our spare time, we're always thinking of new ideas. And we have a handful of ideas that would be brilliant here in Miami. A lovely invitation would be awesome, but I think that for us, part of what is here is environmental work mixed with community work, and how you build bridges while addressing some of the climate issues that are happening here, and taking into consideration the super diverse of young and old and new to Miami, and people who've been here a long time, and all kinds of different ethnicities and sexual orientations and all of that. So I think there's a lot here, and it would be fun. It'd be brilliant to do something here.
Okay, on that note, I think that's great. Let's find a way to bring site-specific dances to Miami. Um, Before we do this last performance, one note, and that is, well, two notes. One, after the last performance, and the Culture Club folks can stay behind. We have a private cocktail party with the two performers. The second thing is, because we have all your email addresses, keep your eyes out. We're going to send an email to follow this up with some of the pictures from tonight, and also information about Michael and Phong, because we really didn't want to put that information out before, because it's all happening on the spot. So you're going to get that, and that's helpful to see what else they're doing. And I think that's it. I think we are about to, if you guys are ready, we are going to reveal the second piece of art. I will let you know that the reveal mechanism is a little interesting, so let us hope that we get a reveal. Go for it, guys.
Oh, it worked.
So this work is by the artist Dalton Gata. Dalton Gata's practice draws from surrealism, Caribbean culture, and his background as a fashion designer. His work often showcases diverse, eccentric individuals expressing their authentic selves through flamboyant attire and poses, highlighting the idea of self-expression and reclaiming power through appearance in the face of societal pressures. The work is called Next in Line. Take it away, guys.
Michael Spencer Phillips and Phong Tran. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.